All right, folks, good morning. My volume said, yeah, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John from Pro Craps here on Casino Gaming TV, the follow-up show to the Daily Paycheck, which is the second most exciting show on Craps, I would say. Jeff's being the first. Our friend Jeff from Atlanta Craps has got a great show. If you're missing what he's doing, it's kind of funny. I had this sort of love-hate relationship with Crapsy. Jeff has got a love relationship with Crapsy. He does Crapsy multiple times a week. He's kind of put that app on the map, I think. I give him full credit for that. And his shows are great. Last night was a great show. If you missed it, I was there for about maybe half an hour, so I had a thing after that. But it was great. Gargoyle jumped in, threw him a super chat, which was a nice, big, fat super chat, which was really cool. And then people started steamrolling and trending following that chat. And Jeff got a little bit choked up, I think, by all the love. And I told him in chat, and I told him privately afterwards, how well-deserved that is. I mean, he puts in, I put in a lot of time on my shows. Jeff puts in a lot of time on his shows. Jeff's going out there a lot. And it ain't easy. I can tell you, it ain't easy to do what he does, to go out there and be entertaining and throw the dice and work the bets and all that shit. So he did an awesome job last night. And I love the fact that he does that for you every night. I'll start doing some crappy stuff at some point here once I find some free time to be able to do it in the evenings. But between him at night and me in the morning doing my paycheck, where sometimes I get a little excited on both sides of that thing. Those are some good shows. I mean, this show here is it's fun and it's educational, but those two shows I think are super entertaining. So yeah, I just wanted to call Jeff out. I'll call him out again here in a minute. But it was a fun show last night. It was really cool to see the way that everybody kind of responded and sort of just jumped in and donated some super chat funds to Jeff. I think that was really cool to watch, and it was fun to listen to him kind of melt down as it was happening. Like, that was pretty cool. And I know Jeff is a 6'4" teddy bear for sure, Louis. He's got the biggest heart. He's the big old softy. He and I both were crying all the time over there in Vegas during that stupid telethon that we did. You get choked up, right? I mean, when you see what people are capable of, you get choked up. You can't not, right? And it was very touching last night to watch that show. All right, let's jump into today's stuff. So my morning reminder for you here, obviously, is going to be about the cruise, right? We have 2 cruises coming, by the way. There's a cruise in April out of Galveston, which I'll be on. This is the one that I'm going with. This is the Southern Hemisphere. We're going to go to the Honduras and Mexico, and it's going to be 3 training sessions with me and Howard and Feldman, who's a former GTC instructor, on the cruise. The whole thing's covered, of course. You get your players cards to me if you want to go. I'm working on getting the Southern contingent on this boat, right? I'm reaching out. Bird Dog, who's in Texas, to Sarge, who's in Texas, to hopefully I can get Ed and Waylon from Alabama on that boat with me. I'm looking at El Toro maybe. Yeah, I'm looking at getting a bunch of people I know live in Texas to come with us. It'd be kind of cool, right? Get the southern faction of our community on this boat. There's also a cruise, by the way, coming out of New York in February that's going to go down to Florida and the Bahamas. That again, it's another premier hosting event on MSC Cruises. I will have a flyer for that one probably tomorrow that I can start showing you. And again, if you're interested in either cruise, you let me know. I'm a host with Premier, so let me know. My number's here on screen. Just drop me a text, 702-518-6442, and I'll hook you up. I'll need to get information from you. I'm gonna need your players' cards and your birthday and some other stuff to kind of get the system rolling. And but yeah, we can get you hooked up. Just do a little bit of check on previous play to kind of get rooms comped and that kind of thing. But yeah, get in touch with me if you want to do it. The more of us, the better, obviously, right? Filling these tables up with good friends and good shooters and good players and good times will be awesome. I'm looking forward to this cruise more than I look forward to a Vegas trip for sure. So again, reach out if you want to do it. Let me know. And yeah, that's that. Today's show is going to be this. We have a couple things that we got to talk about. One is a little bit of a recap from last night. Last night, again, during Jeff's show, I had to leave early. I didn't catch the whole thing. The dates in February, Jen, I will put up for you. I'll have the flyer out tomorrow, and I'll give you those dates tomorrow. So last night, I was on Garrison's channel, a live stream that I did with Garrison. supposed to be done with John Patrick. You all know John Patrick. He's written the books. He's got the videos. He's a craps gambling legend, in my opinion. Everybody's got their person, right? Whoever they learned the games from. I know that JR, one of our favorite chatters here, is a Sam Grafstein guy. I know that some people are Dominator, Golden Touch people. Some people are Heavy disciples. Some people are Dice Coach disciples. For me, growing up, it was John Patrick. That was my first set of VHS tapes that I bought and the first books that I bought when I was 15 years old. And that's how I learned to game. Well, he was going to be on with us last night, and that's the reason why Garrison invited me on. It was kind of a treat. He said, after I had him with us at the Craps for the Cure event, and I was speaking so glowingly of John and my history with John, he invited me on his show so I could meet John for the first time and get to talk to him, which was, kind of a dream come true for me. Well, John got sick. Last night, we got on the phone with him, and he could barely speak, and it was kind of sad because the guy's 92 years old, and he was like, I can't. And then the nurse came on. He's in a like an old folks home kind of thing, and she said, we got to take him to the hospital, and hung the phone up, and that was the last we heard of him. 5 minutes later, we're doing our show. Like literally, it was like that quick. Like, oh shit, and off we are. We're going on to the show, so I didn't get to talk to him. Besides that first little bit, Garrison wrote me today, by the way, and said this. He wrote me actually two things. Hold on a second. He said, thanks for being on the show. Actually, the first thing he wrote to me was, I'll keep you posted with John Patrick. I think he's going to the hospital. It's time for a prayer. That's what he said last night. And then this morning, he wrote me again today and thanked me for being on the show, and said, I hope we can get John Patrick on a show in the future, but I'm getting a little concerned. So I think time has taken its toll on one of the legends, which is sad. And I hope I get to talk to him at some point before, he gets too sick. But that was a shame I didn't get to speak to him last night. We had a good show anyway. I thought we covered a lot of ground, a lot of good questions from the audience, and we did it. But a little bit of a bummer for me not to get to meet John and talk to him last night. But it got me thinking, and I wrote to, I haven't heard back yet. I wrote to Gargoyle and Ed this morning because, Ed knows everybody, Gargoyle probably does too, from the older crew, right? All the guys that Ed interviewed on his Tales from the Table shows. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend 2024. Like I'm going to, my job will figure itself out. I'm not that concerned about it. Traveling. I'm going to go do this cruise and get to hang out with Heavy and Michael. I'm going to go train with Dice Coach in Vegas. I'm going to go train with Heavy in Biloxi. I'm going to go train with other people, right? That are these legends that are in their 70s and 80s now, right? I have the means to do it. I'm going to try and get out there and just kind of rub noses and fist bump with some of the legends. And that's kind of like a bucket list for me, right? John Patrick kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, yeah, these guys aren't going to be around forever. And that's why Ed did his things. They're not going to be around forever. Ed wanted to introduce all of us to them. I think we have a chance to get some of that. I got to close the door. Hold on. The exterminator's here, and the dogs are going to freak out. Anyway, so that's a kind of a thing for me this coming year. I was looking ahead at 2024, what it looks like for me, and that's one of the things I want to do. And Ed got me kind of fired up with that series that he did to sort of find a way to do that, and getting to meet Bo in person and getting to talk to Heavy last year and a little bit this year. I'm just kind of stoked about doing some of that stuff. So that's what's coming. Tomorrow night, Thursday, is going to be the Mutt, Jeff, and Butthead show. I don't like that they call Gargoyle Butthead, but whatever. Mutt, Jeff, and the G-Man. They're going to be on one of those no bullshit shows on Jeff's channel tomorrow night. They're going to do their no BS stuff. I think there's a big announcement coming. They won't say what it is, but there's a big announcement coming from them. So we'll watch that tomorrow night. I think it's at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock Eastern time. Or 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, I think is the time for that. So yeah, check on that. I put out a series of videos, pre-scheduled them for next week, called Gambling 101 through Gambling 401. I'm not going to teach you a thing next week, just so you know. It's the week before Christmas. What I'm going to do with the Gambling 101, 201, 301, and 401 shows next week is outline what the shows are going to be in January. So I planned for January, this show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to be gambling 101 on week 1 of January. The second week, the 201 5 days. So I'm going to map out for you next week what the following weeks are going to look like. This is going to be like the preamble to the book I write. This is going to be like all the basics. Like if you take a look at like what all the quote unquote pros teach, what Patrick teaches, what Scarney taught, what Heavy and these guys teach. Sorry for the dogs. That bankroll management, the knowledge of the game, trending, right? All the things, right? I want to teach on all the basics of non-crap stuff, just basic gambling. And then we'll jump into the game in the subsequent months. But I'm going to basically, like I said, I'm going to revamp the Pro Craps channel. This is going to be part of that revamp. I'm going to nuke all the videos and start over again, basically. And next month, we'll get that started. Man, those dogs are driving me across. God forbid somebody comes to the house, right, with a package, the dogs lose their minds. All right, today, we're going to continue our talk about discipline after I go over the stats so far for the Storm. Let's move ahead here and look at where the Storm is. So the Storm, we won again today at pretty easy. Today was an easy day. Today I walked up there, I rolled like 8 or 9 shots and just done, right? Hang on one second, I got it. Knock it off. Leave it. Hey, get out of here. Leave it. Leave it. Go. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, guys. The dogs are losing their ever-loving minds out there. Jeez, Lou. Anyway, the Storm is 9-4. We're up 394. Oh, my Lord. We've won $2,200. We've lost $1,800. Now, here's the problem with Paycheck play. Paycheck play is this, where you win pretty consistently a small average, right? Our goal is 250. We're winning 250 every day, right? The losses, though, are always bigger than your wins, right? If you're playing stop loss 0, those 4 losses could have been $5,000, right? As it is, I'm keeping the losses kind of to a minimum. But you see the 4 losses almost outpace the wins, which means 2 things to me. One is we're taking too much in loss. 2, I'm not taking advantage of my wins. I'm not winning. I'm winning Paycheck and running for the hills. I'm not winning Paycheck and playing excess anymore. I've got to win more than 250 every day and play with some excess. That's what has to happen. So I think we're learning here. The last 2 months of play, I've not raised the bar quite enough because I'm not getting the excess wins that I need. So I think this is highlighting something, and that's why I wanted to show it to you today. It's kind of a realization that I'm being a little too cautious right now. Discipline's one thing, but too overly cautious is what's happening in the Paycheck, and that's what's going on. So we're gonna start being a little bit more aggressive following the Paycheck. I'm gonna take 250. I'm gonna try to win 300 now and play with the $50 and win some extra paper. That's the plan there. So I wanted to kind of show that to you and sort of cover that. And then that dog, yeah, right. My little dog, my little pup, it's funny. He's a Staffordshire Terrier Pit Bull mix. Basically he's a pit bull, and he's got this deep voice, and he gets freaked out when somebody's in the backyard. And so the exterminator's back there spraying for bugs and stuff. So he's freaking out. So he's got a super deep voice, which carries throughout the whole house. So I apologize. I know it's going through my mic and all of that. So yeah. Well, the thing is, we've got he wears a collar that I can buzz him with, but Kathy's got the buzzer in her office 2 floors up, and I can't do it. So, all right, here we go. Darksider wants to know, when are we doing the Win Craps group? I don't know. Probably next week. This week I'd planned to do it, but my work went a little bit nuts, and I've got nighttime stuff going on every night this week, so I can't do it this week. My daughter comes home from college this weekend, so I can't do it this weekend either because we're going to have, obviously, family in town. So probably next week into the evening. So, all right, let's do it. Let's talk about discipline. I'm going to recap where we are, discipline. And I think it's important to kind of remember like the basics of discipline, okay? And I put the definition up here because it's good to be reminded. Discipline is a brain thing, right? It's being able to behave and work in a controlled way, right? That's the whole point of it, is being controlled. Having rules, having standards, and following them and sticking to them. Whether your discipline is aggression or passivity, whatever the hell the word is, conservatism, right? Whatever that is for you, sticking to your plan, having a plan and sticking to it. If you're disciplined, you're rational, you're not tribal, you make informed decisions, and you can think critically, okay? First day, Monday, we talked about playing for a paycheck. I do this every day, okay? And you can see in our stats where discipline can bite you a little bit, right? Buying in for a small percentage of your master bankroll, playing for a small percentage of your buy-in, right? 10% buy-in, 10% win goal is great when it works, right? The problem is, as you can see, even when you lose, though, it'll outpace that. But it's good to have the discipline to be able to do it. So I know that I can kind of take that to a different level. I gave you some challenges, the 10-30 challenge. Win 10%, 30 days in a row, and walk out. I dare you to do it. The 3-unit challenge, the 6-unit challenge, 3 hits and stop. Those are ways to practice small-scale discipline. Home runs we did yesterday, right? It takes discipline to press. Oh my God, these dogs are gonna drive me crazy. It takes discipline to press hard, to stick to your plan when it's not going well. Yesterday, we played out here on my table and we had what, 5 or 6 or 4 or 5 straight 0.7 outs, right? Went 120 inside, PSO, 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 PSO. Discipline, get back in there and play it hard. Get back in there and play it hard. It takes guts to do that. If you're gonna play that way, you must have no remorse of losing that money, no remorse, right? No fear of missing out, right? And not be worried about regressing down, right? Those guys don't regress. It takes discipline to leave your money out there and let it work for you, right? In this role. Not my way of doing it out of the gate, but some people play this way and it does take a lot of discipline, a lot of mental fortitude to do it. Today, I want to take a look at this kind of discipline, which is rhythmic discipline. And this is like, what is your play style, right? Are you single unit press? Are you half pressing? Are you whatever you're doing? If you're white, red, whatever your thing is, sticking to your plan and escalating or executing as you go. That's an important thing. Whatever you're going to do, you got to stick to it as you go. So that's going to be today's talk. We're going to go to the table here right now, and I'm going to play a little bit of rhythmic pressing with you and just talk discipline kind of as we go. Here, so let's switch screens, and I'll be right there. Let's go here. Is that clear or is that fuzzy? It's a little bit fuzzy. Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. All right, let's go here. I don't know why that's such a fuzzy look. Give me a second here. I gotta change the camera settings. So I can't take that how fuzzy that is. So give me a second here. Let's go to this. It's gonna be ugly for a minute, and then hopefully it'll snap into place and be sharp. There we go. Now it's sharp. All right, let's do it. Let's go to the table and set ourselves up. Let me go out in here and catch a point. And it's gonna be a 7. Actually, you know what I should probably do is give you the bigger view. Let me go switch and give you the I can see all the dice view. Let's be that one there. All right, there's our hard 6 is the point. So I'm gonna work an across system here today. And again, it doesn't matter what the system is, okay? But I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking here, okay? And again, just get into my brain a little bit. Disciplined old guy here. We're gonna rock this thing in a single or a single unit press mode. Okay, I'm not gonna regress, but I want to show you a disciplined move here that is kind of cool. If I can get some repeats, it'll work itself out. If I don't, then I'll fake it with you. Okay, here's what we're gonna do: single unit pressing for a minute until the unit size changes. Now watch what happens here. We're gonna go 15 for 1 on the 5. Okay, I'll put my wins just out here in the field. Actually, I'll use the rack has money in it from yesterday. Let me put this over here. Okay, now we'll put our net in the rack. Now remember, we're out here at $64, right? So single unit press for now. And again, rhythm pressing. I talk about this. There's another 5. I talk about this quite a bit, right? Whatever strategy you play, it doesn't really matter. Here's going to be a $21 win on the 5. And again, single unit press and pull, right? Up and pull, up and pull, up and pull. It's John Patrick way. Strategy is the word that, you know, people kind of have this reaction to for whatever reason. All strategies is what are you betting on and how are you making your bets? That's it, right? This quote unquote strategy is just going to be cover all the numbers, go up a unit and pull. I'm going to go up a unit until the unit size changes. Now watch, if I can catch another 5 here, you'll see what I mean by that. There's a yo. Let's catch a run of 5s. That'd be great. There's a midnight. Wow. Yo, midnight. 7. Bummer. Okay. Well, let's reduce back down again. We got nothing out of that hand, unfortunately. We pulled a quarter out of the hand, right? Out $64. Good gravy. Those dogs will not stop yapping. Point of 4. Okay, here we go. There's an ace deuce, acey deucey. Nothing for us. 7 out. All right, well that's awesome. We're gonna just burn $64 every time. And again, what I'm losing doesn't matter. I want to show you the rhythmic play here, right? There's an 8. There's an 8. Hit the point. Okay, so watch. $14. Single unit press. Puck will be off. Points 5. I can't even think straight because the dogs are so damn loud out there. I'm not sure if you guys can hear them, but they're going crazy. Okay, this is going to be 15 for 1. I'm going to drop $6 to take the 6 up 1 unit. So it's a single unit press, which is super powerful, right? This is just as good as the same bet. There's a yo. What I want to do is get these to another level so I can show you what I mean by sticking to your gun. Freaking 7. All right, well that's, you know, hey, crap sucks, right? I say this all the time, crap sucks. All right, let me simulate what I want to show you because I'm not going to be able to roll, obviously, to get this. And again, this is not a strategy by any means, but let me just show you what I'm talking about. If we can get it to work, we'll get it to work. Let's just pick the 9 because it's in front of me. Let me get some reds over here. So let's work this, okay? The 9's going to pay $14. Let me take all this out of the rack. Okay, single unit goes to 15, right? And that goes to the rack. The next one pays 21. Okay, and again, I know that the power press guys will be like, you're an idiot. Single unit press, up and pull. Now I got a quarter on my rack. The next one, 21, is going to pay $28. We're getting there, $28. Okay, again, up a unit and pull the quarter back. Now we're at a quarter, and here's what's going to happen. We're at a quarter, which pays $35. Okay, the unit size changes here, right? We're collecting a different color chip. Now the single press goes to 10, right? And we'll do that 35. 35 pays $50, right? That's your first 50 for 1 hit. And again, I'll pull this back and we're going to go up by 2. Now we're at $45, okay? And again, that pays 35, that pays 21. What does that equal? $56, right? And now, or I'm sorry, $63, or 54 rather. Now we're ready to go and change colors again. You follow me? We're gonna change colors. I'm sorry, 66. The dogs are in my ears. $66 here. Now we change colors, right? Now a unit becomes $15. And every time you level up, your up and pull goes to $15. Then it goes to 20, then it goes to 25. And that's what I'm talking about, a rhythmic sort of discipline thing. Your instinct is gonna be, oh God, the 9's rolling 4 or 5 times here, right? Let me power press this thing up and get massive money on the table. That's the way that an aggressive player would do it. A disciplined player who's like, you know what? Doesn't happen very often, but I'm gonna take what I can off of the table as we go. Follow me? So that's sort of the thinking there. So we'll take our $56 off this thing. And now we're gonna press by 15, $20 and bring back 2 quarters. And see how we're changing our colors in the rack? And eventually we'll start pressing this thing by a quarter each time. And that's the plan there. So the rhythmic pressing of single unit press becomes a bigger unit as you progress through. Are you gonna make a home run here? No. Are you gonna make more consistent money than everybody else? Yes. Because most rolls end before 10. So here you're gonna be pulling back money every time, but you're gonna be rhythmic in it. And again, it takes a little bit of discipline to stick to a single unit press when numbers are rolling. And I think that's the thing that I have discovered in my play, and that's why I wanted to share this with you today, is I have discovered in my own play over the years that when you're on a good roll and you're doing a single unit press or a half press, it's really hard to resist the urge to go shove in and do full presses, right? We know that this is a great way to play and keep bringing money back to your rack, but it's really hard to resist the urge. Let's go new point here. To resist the urge to quote unquote hop on that trend and start hammering these numbers, which I know, there's another 7. I know and you know that's where the big money's made, but the consistent money is made in those shorter rolls, right? And we have to be able to capitalize on the normal size rolls. There's that 5. There's a 9. Let's try and get one of these things to pop for us. There's 14 bucks. Single unit, and we'll pull it back. There's a 5. All right, that's the point. Same thing. We'll do 15 for 1. Single unit press. Catch a new point. Aces. Aces, midnight. We got the ass ends of the ATS, right? Point of 10. Here we go. 7. God, this game, I'll tell you what, if you want to teach this game, you have to fake everything because there's no way that the dice will ever let you make a point. I swear to God, the dice will never let me make a point. I'm trying to show you something and I can't get more than 2 freaking rolls out of it. That's why I have to fake it first with the 9 to show you what it could be like. But God, so hard to make it work, right? Another 7. That's got to be 3 PSOs and 1 or 2, 1 hit and out, right? Good Lord. Bought in for 600 bucks, you're broke right now going across. My goodness gracious. Waylon's probably in crap saying, play the DC pony. I'm like, I can't, right? Actually, I probably can. Let me show you something. Let's do something, because this is actually an interesting thing too. The DC pony as a discipline play is interesting. Let's set up our rack real quick. I'm going to put just a few bucks. I'm going to put like 200 bucks in the rack. 100, 200 bucks. That's not enough. Okay, but let's go 50 in the DC. Okay, and again, discipline play. I probably need another 500 bucks in here. We'll do 700 bucks buy-in. Let's do how disciplined you got to be to play this way. Okay, and all the Wayland systems require extreme discipline because you're not going to ever press, right? You're not going to ever go crazy on a hand. You're going to follow the rules all the time. $50 behind a number. We go to the 9. We're going to drop a quarter, 10 in the come. I'm going to come bet going. Now watch. Now we're going to go on a hot run, right? We're going to lose our 9. Come bet travels to the 9. Okay. Back to the DC, level it up. Here's the discipline. Follow the rules, level it up as you go. Trust the process. 75 behind that, $15 come bets. You ladder up as you go, right? There's a 4. That goes to an awesome number. Again, follow the pattern, follow the rules, and your instinct is going to be, my God, we're getting murdered here, right? Jump out of it. Quit the ladder. It ain't going to work. You got to follow the rules, stick to the plan, get your brain out of it, and just do what you're supposed to do, right? There's another 15 bucks in the come. Again, we're leveled up because that's leveled up. Just got to avoid the 8. And there's my 7, right? This is it. You stick to your plan, okay? 15 pays 15. There's 25 sitting here from other reds, plus 50 bucks because I have 75 out there, right? Let's take all that back. Follow the plan. Work your plan your work, right? And there it is. There's a simple discipline play. Now we're going to catch a new point. It'll be a 6. Boom. We won our ladder. So we ladder back down, back to 50 and back to the regular size bets. There's a 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Okay. Remember, I started here with $700, 500. There's 650. There's my $700 starting bankroll. I'm already at $50 in profit. Just sitting here bullshitting with you guys. I'm already in profit, which is pretty sweet, right? There's a yo. I just burned my profit, which is the way that I play. There's another 9. Sweet. Let's fight the 9 for a minute. $10 come bets. Oh boy, aces. Now these don't ladder up. These just go out there and do it. And again, follow the numbers. Follow the plan. Don't think about it, right? The worst thing you can do when you're playing a planned way like this is to think. And that's the discipline. Discipline is follow the numbers. Trust the math, follow the numbers. Lose another 9. Come on back up into here. Puck is still on. Now we're $75 in the don't because we lost our don't. Ladder it up. Ladder those guys up. And we just got our butts handed to us, right? We lost everything. So what do? Right? Panic or show discipline? You show discipline. You're going to catch a new point. We're laddered up. It's going to be an 8 is the point. Coming out with 100 in DC. Trust it. You got to trust it, right? Another 7. Oh my God, look at us. Look at the DC getting destroyed over here. The DC and the don't pass are similar, yet not quite the same. The nice thing about the DC is that you don't get multiple 7s in a row in here. However, you can catch an ugly rhythm with it. Those PSOs that are real, that's your kryptonite in here. Okay, we're on a point of 10. We're gonna go to 125. My dogs are still barking out there. My God. All right. No 6. Now, we started at 50, right? With $10 come bets. We went up to 75, 100, and 125. So $10 now becomes 25. You got to follow the levels. The come bets go higher to match your ladders in there, and that's how we're going to make our money. There's an 8. We'll play this hand out here, and we'll just kind of let it roll off. There's a 9. There's our 7. You knew it was going to come, right? That gets paid by that. This gets paid 125. All that can come back to the rack. And we're recovering our money. And our next DC bet would be at 100. Come back down again. I gotta get going for work here, but that I think is a decent little example of rhythmic discipline, right? If you're going to have a plan, you got to stick to that plan. I think that's kind of the key to me for the entire week. Let's see what is going on here. Okay, let's come back over to here. I'm sorry, my dogs are just driving me insane right now. Good Lord. Okay, let's see. Barely have a Chromebook, let alone I'm looking at some of the questions. Let's go to the questions actually. See if there's anything I need to address here. John is the king of killing. I am the king of killing street. Am I? Like I said, when I teach stuff, you have to fake it first because the dice will never help me, right? Hold on, my wife is texting me now. Can you please? Yeah. Okay. Hong Kong Phooey. That's all right. Let's do it. Questions. We go check for PCs. Wow, a lot of things in here. Did I say? I say trending every day. I like to use the trending meme is fine. It's it's a bullshit word. I don't like the word, but I joke about it because I'm an adult and I don't care about people making fun of me so much. As long as you all know the real definition of it, I don't care. You can tease me all you want to. Yes, I'm deleting all my videos and starting over on ProCraps. I won't delete them all. There's some gold out there. There are some really good ones where I explain how don't pass odds go and that kind of thing. I'm going to leave those out there. I'm going to rebrand them. I'm going to put new titles on them and new thumbnails, and I'm going to try and get them to go in order. Like I want to rename them like Gambling 101, Episode 1, and have them so you can watch them in a predictable way. So some of them I'm going to keep, but a lot of the stuff I'm just going to get rid of it. And I want to restart and reframe some of those old lectures in, I'm better at talking now. I'm better at explaining. I got better looking screens. I want to redo them all. And that's why I'm doing it, is to get the messaging correct there. So, Duracell was disciplined on Mac last night. Wide open pressing. There you go. Stay in it, right? If you're going to go insane, stay insane the whole time, man. That's what I'm saying, right? If you've got to stick to your plan and plan yourself out. Let's see. It doesn't matter when you, hard for me not to jump into tier pressing. I know. And you're right, Skill. You're a half presser forever, right? I would say single unit press until the color changes. And then your unit becomes not 5, but 10. Press, press, press. Your unit goes from 10 to 25. And just kind of tier up your pressing level, because one unit presses won't get you anywhere after a while. Tier it up as you go. Or half press forever. If half press forever is your way and you catch 11 sixes in a hand, you got to be okay with your 6 being capped at 120 instead of at table max. That's okay. As long as your brain can compute that, you're awesome. And that's what you want to be. All right, let's go. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get prepped up for my class today, but I'm going to go out there and deal with my dogs, and I will see you all tomorrow for another episode of Daily Paycheck, another episode here. Tomorrow we're going to talk about discipline while you're having a good old time. Party time discipline. So see you in a little bit. Thanks all. Bye.